Hi, welcome to Carol's Light Community. Today is my Stewardship of Footprints video. And I wanted to go ahead and just remind you that recently I mentioned that I had taken the plastic pledge, and I was hoping maybe some of you would join me along with that. And through this last week, I've made a conscious effort every time I go to the grocery store to really try to make a decision on what I reach for. Do I reach for something that is not packaged, like in the vegetable section, maybe just take fresh spinach or celery or carrots, and not have to look at a packaging for them to go in, and also the different type of things I use on a regular basis, and one of those were being eggs. And so what I did was I chose two different type of styles that I was able to have. If I go to a local farmer's market, I love it because sometimes they just have a big basket and I can take along my own container and fill up maybe a dozen on myself. Sometimes they do have their own containers, but I really like the idea of going local as I can. And of course, in the grocery stores, there's packaged. And the two ways that I found them packaged was in, this held 18 eggs, and it's a plastic container. And, of course, I'm taking the plastic pledge, but I went ahead and thought to myself, well, if I did get this, what else could I use with it? So that is what I'm asking myself. And then also the cardboard, corrugated cardboard. So I have two here that I wanted just to kind of come up with a few suggestions really quick. The cardboard is already somewhat repurposed because the material it's made out of, and this can compost very easily and very quickly, actually. And so the one thing I wanted to suggest with the cardboard here, and I did, let me reach here, I did bring in some, is that I have some soil. And I always keep soil outside because I replant things quite often. So I thought that this here would be a great way to go ahead and show how you could fill really either side with dirt, depending upon what you were comfortable with. And I just filled this here, and it's not a lot of dirt because what I want to do is just germinate some seeds that I can plant out in a garden, which I do have two different types here, and I have tomatoes because they'll germinate pretty quickly in here. I'm going to say, under a week probably you'll see a little bit of a change, and this is a great way to then just put a seed or two in here, then put it in a windowsill or keep it someplace that, you'll remember to put a little droplet of water in it, or you'll keep an eye on it. And then what you can do is actually, depending upon how many seeds you want to plant, you could cut this in between in 4, or you can do individuals, or if you chose to do the length of it, you could plant, 5 or 6 seeds here. And then when it's time to plant it, you can actually plant it in this reusable egg carton that we did. Just put that right into the ground because it's going to compost, and you should be able to see, a tomato plant growth starting, I'm going to say in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, enough. And then if you need to transplant that because you transplanted into a smaller pot and then into either the ground or a larger pot, that's a great idea. But that was just a one use that I thought of when I was purchasing my egg carton. And the second one was this plastic one. Now, this here can be actually the same idea as the cardboard egg carton, but of course the plastic isn't recyclable. You can't use it and have it compost into the ground like that. But because this is a little bit deeper here, you could put a little more dirt in it, and you can then put the lid on top of that, and that can be like a little greenhouse. So you do have the option very easily to grow seeds or to germinate seeds here as well. It does come apart, so again, you could use just the one side for that. But you do have to take the seedling that is sprouted and planted into a smaller container and then into the ground or into the ground. This can't be double used to compost, so just keep that in mind. But the other idea that I have is one of the things I also do a kind of sustainable or recycling is I love going to estate sales, and I love looking at other people's jewelry. And when I purchase estate jewelry, I, over the years, have developed kind of an artistic sense, and I make framed pictures with the jewelry. And I love actually doing that. And so when I saw the plastic being used and being a little bit sturdy to even, have one or two on top of these here, I went through some of my jewelry and I found it was a perfect way for me to separate either pairs, of earrings to go in your ears, or even colors. A lot of times I'll only get onesies or twosies, and I thought, oh my goodness, what a great way. Not only can I see them because it's clear, but it's stackable here, or I could use the other side just as a tray to maybe put necklaces in, and I'll be able to see through it instead of having it, wrapped up here in just a little paper towel and constantly having to have it open. And so that was just a thought process I had just buying egg cartons, is what can I use it for? And if you don't have a secondary idea to go for, I really suggest trying as best as possible is to purchase eggs that would come in the cardboard box, because we know automatically that the cardboard is a compost material. So if it does have to go into the regular trash, it can go into the recyclable trash, and then when it is taken to the garbage disposal, that is something that can compost far better than, of course, a plastic egg carton. But for the secondary purpose and getting that, it really works for me for the jewelry that I repurpose, as well as being able to store them and see, how beautiful the gems are without trying to search for them too hard. So those are my tips for you today. I hope you have a great day, and I will again talk to you about the plastic pledge. And if you have an idea, please share it with us at info@carolslight.org, and please view our videos. And if you like it and want to share it, maybe you could help us get subscribers and share it with your family, and maybe they'll subscribe too. Thank you so much, and have a great day.